Today is June 6, 2024, which means it's the second anniversary of when 16-day champion Ryan Long lost. I did the milestones for Ken Jennings, Julia Collins, and James Holzhauer, and I thought, even though it's only been 2 years, I might as well talk about Ryan Long to keep in the spirit since all of these happened in June. It's also the anniversary of Erica Hossack's debut appearance. Both are really strong Jeopardy players. Daily doubles in that game were near the Mass Avenue T stop on the Orange Lane is where this man lived in the 1950s, getting his theology PhD at Boston University. Who is Martin Luther King Jr.? German Field Marshal Rommel predicted the first 24 hours of this invasion will be decisive. It will be the title of a 1962 film. What is the longest day? Some Tajik speakers call their language Zaboni Farsi, meaning this national tongue. What is Persian? Final Jeopardy! Of the Argonauts seeking the Golden Fleece, these two from the same family were Sparta according to Homer, or Castor and Pollux. Ryan answered incorrectly, Eric answered correctly, and while we saw the loss of super champion Ryan Long, we saw the potential of the super champion in Erica Hossack. Unfortunately for Ryan though, the only tournament he was ever invited back to, the 2022 Tournament of Champions, he lost in the quarterfinals. I also had a dream where he played in Jeopardy Masters. He was playing against Mattea Roach and James Holzhauer. He was ahead of them. He got one of the daily doubles, Bay 1000, and was further ahead of them. That's all I remember in the dream though. Other than the Tournament of Champions, and if you don't count Chris being invited to the Masters tournament in 2023 as an alternative, Jonathan Fisher, Ryan Long, Chris Panula, and Ray Lalonde are the only super champions not to have been invited back for a tournament. And as I said, today is June 6th. It took James Holzhauer just under 2 months after winning the 2019 Tournament of Champions to be invited back to the greatest of all time tournament. Amodio, Amy Schneider, and Mattea Roach were invited back to the Masters tournament 6 months after the Tournament of Champions. So I wonder what's taking so long for the Jeopardy producers to invite back Jonathan Fisher, Ryan Long, Chris Panula, and Ray Lalonde.